Greetings and salutations, and welcome to another episode of the Dino Brothers podcast. I am your host, Joe Boogies, joined by my partner in crime, my number one, Deuce Deuce.
What's
What
up,
is going
man?
on, bro?
It's a special all-star edition of the Dino Bros podcast. We just watched the TNT pregame show, and Kyle Lowry is officially an Eastern Conference All-Star.
We did it, we did it. We did it, we did it.
I really do feel like we did it because Kyle Lowry was so far behind to start the voting. In the initial ballot returns, I think he was fourth behind John Wall, Kyrie Irving, and Dwayne Wade. And then in the next return, we managed to overcome Kyrie Irving. And then for the last like 10, 11 days, MLSC kicked their marketing campaign into high gear, and we managed to beat Dwayne Wade at the 11th hour. Uh, so good job, Toronto, Canada, we the North. We managed to get Kyle Lowry into the All Star game.
Yep, no, absolutely. I'm so pumped about this. He's finally getting the recognition he deserves on the national scene. Getting his. I mean, I was glad to see MLSC kick it into gear, seeing the organization getting behind their man, really pumping it up. Cause yeah, he deserves to be on the team, and we pulled through. Like just from being on social media, I could tell he was getting a ton of votes. Instagram, Twitter, everyone was supporting him. I mean, I don't really have a benchmark or basis other than like other stuff I've seen, but like it seemed like there was just an avalanche of support. And, we did it. Goal attained. He's the starter for the East. I'm pumped, baby.
Yeah, I was voting on Twitter and I was texting every day. Even my family, my mother was texting. So that's the kind of impact Kyle Lowry has had on the Raptors. He's definitely put us on the map, and Toronto has rallied. Um, and it's not like he's some undeserving all-star that we just voted in just because we wanted him. Like this guy's been playing his guts out for us, and it's good to see that we could reward him for that.
For sure. All I got to say about that is she's one mother of a deuce. But, but no, definitely like Drake, Harper,
Bieber.
Ford, and yeah, Bieber, man. Bieber, late push. I mean, you don't know all those believers, trying to get in good with Jay Biebs, probably just tweeting Lowry in. So yeah, special thanks to all the believers out there.
Yep. So congrats again to Kyle Lowry. We'll talk about the All Stars later because obviously we've got to talk about the East and West selections. Uh, but let's start with our week in review. So I think the last time we podcast, we just lost to Charlotte. So after that Charlotte game, we beat Boston, thank God. But we lost to a red hot Detroit team. We managed to beat the Sixers, and then we got slaughtered by Atlanta. Um, Last Sunday, we had a disappointing loss to New Orleans with a last second shot by Tyreek Evans. And then we beat Milwaukee. And yesterday, like, Memphis just ground us to the ground. But overall, the Raptors have been struggling a bit. We went 3-7 over our last 10 games. Not great. What do you think about it?
I mean, I was a little disappointed over that stretch. Like, it's been a tough stretch. We knew we were gonna have, a series of games where, yeah, we would struggle, but 3 wins in 10 games. I mean, 3-7 isn't great, especially some of the competition we played. It wasn't the greatest. There was some winnable games in there. I'm not, overreacting and ringing the alarm, but, you know, I was a bit disappointed. I was there the Charlotte game when they got destroyed. I was there the Atlanta game when they got destroyed, which was that Atlanta game really to be there in person and just see how poorly they played that game took a little wind out of my sails. I mean, I got to the game early, so pumped up, grabbed a couple wobbly pops, cheering on the squad, dance back looking fly in their throwback outfits, you know, and then boom, the Raptors just get crushed and embarrassed. That was a tough one, but you know, I'm not super worried. DeRozan is back. He hasn't looked the greatest. He's getting reintegrated in with the team, and what's really got to happen is we got to learn from this, grit, grind it out, and just power through this and come out on the other side. We have a bit of a stretch going into the All Star game where we can kind of get our act together, you know, end on a positive note, and then coming out of the All Star break, really hit the ground running.
Yeah, like I said, we went 3-7, which is pretty bad, but uh, we managed to gain a game on Brooklyn, so I think we're 10 games ahead of them now, walking away with it, limping away really with the Atlantic Division. But I was listening to an interview with Grievous after practice, and he was saying like this is the first like real stretch of bad basketball that this team has played since we traded Rudy Gay. Like up until this point, we hadn't lost 3 games in a row, which as you know, as a Raptors fan, is like quite a luxury. So we're really only facing a small stretch of adversity here. And you're right, there's no reason to panic. Like, yeah, we haven't been playing our best basketball, but I feel like this team is sort of finding their identity, um, looking for what they want to really brand as their kind of basketball. Um, like the Atlanta game, we got beat up and down the court, offense and defense. We weren't even in the same class as them. Uh, but since then, I feel like we've really started playing. Our defense has started getting better, which is reassuring. It's just too bad that our offense has gotten ice cold.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, we're running away with the division. We're gonna make the playoffs. Knock on wood. But really, what this is gonna do is, build character for our team, bring the guys together, and hopefully come out on the other side a better team. So it's good for them to get tested like this. This is only gonna prepare us for the playoffs when we're really gonna have to battle it out and go 110%. So Terrence Ross has been struggling. Jonas has been, hit or miss, but still hasn't really been getting the fourth quarter and crunch time minutes that we'd expect or hope for. And, you know, I'm kind of not overreacting, like I said earlier, but it's like earlier in the season, we came out hot and, we lost some games that were winnable. And, at that point, I'm like, no, we shouldn't have lost these games. We should have won them. We should just be just unstoppable. Now the media is kind of, and everyone in the media is like, yeah, Raptors are amazing, as they should, and kind of just letting them off the hook when they lost those games. Now the media is on the total other side because, they got to have stories and stuff, but just overreacting so much, just saying, we're going to blow up the team, make a trade, and really just blowing things out of proportion. Yeah, the team hasn't changed. We've known all along that once it comes down to playoff basketball that we're still a piece away. Nothing's really changed. So I'm not, I'm not losing it like I see people are on social media and just the media in general. Let's all take a chill pill and, watch the team get things back in order and see how they handle this adversity.
Exactly. It's not the end of the world. I did want to talk a little bit about the Memphis game, though, because I thought we actually played pretty well there, despite getting ground like into a pulp. Because Memphis is tough, like they're a tough, grinded out team, and it's hard to score on them. But I felt like we were getting pretty decent looks, and a lot of our shots just were not dropping. And I actually really liked how we played on defense there for the most part. Like they were trying hard, they were hustling after loose balls, getting rebounds. Um, but we just could not hit a shot to save our life. Even like wide open shots that normally go down would not go down. Um, and I feel like offense is something that'll come and go. So once those shots start falling, I think things will look a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, we know Memphis is one of the best teams, and we held our own. We played tight. We lost by 6 points, right? So a two-score game. In the first half, we were right in there with them. But again, kind of our problem previously is sometimes we have trouble bringing together, complete game, all 4 quarters. We didn't play terribly. Our defense was pretty good at times, a little bit hit or miss at the end. It was spotty at some points. But I think our problem there was down in crunch time. Like we really didn't adjust. We took too many shots, and yeah, sometimes you'll go a little bit cold and you're not hitting your shots. But we in no way adjusted. We kept taking some ill-advised threes, I think, and we're kind of forcing it. And I think Lowry played well that game, but again, he maybe tried to do a little bit too much at times. and really we didn't adapt and try something different and really get to the bucket. I think that was kind of our downfall.
Yeah, but like props to Lowry. I feel like he's been playing through a couple nagging injuries. He's got the weird bump on his elbow, dislocated his finger against Memphis, popped it back in, and scored 11 points in the fourth quarter. Uh, I don't know what more you can say about him. That's why he's an all-star. So, it's been a tough little stretch for the Raptors, but we've still got an easy stretch of schedule coming up. Uh, Tomorrow on Friday, we're facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Woo. Sunday, we're playing Detroit. Tuesday,
One
in.
thing I just want to say,
All right.
I love Lowry, man, just putting his heart on the line, throwing his body, into the wind, doing whatever. Pops out his finger, just super chill, runs off the court, pops it back in, and comes out later giving 110. So he's a
Exactly,
G.
man. This
But
guy's a
continue, sorry.
monster. This
I
guy's a
just had to get
monster.
that out. That's how much I love Lowry.
I know. Sometimes you just can't contain it. Sorry. So Tuesday, we're playing Indiana. Wednesday, we're playing Sacramento. Um, Next Friday, we're playing Brooklyn. And then we're playing Washington to close out the month of January. So pretty easy stretch of schedule. All those teams are under 500 except for Washington. Detroit's hot, but I feel like we should get revenge on them for what they did to us. So you know what? I feel like the Raptors just got to keep with it, grind through it until their shots start falling, and hopefully they'll be all right.
For sure. We're going to come out on the other side. I mean, we'll see what adjustments Casey can make too to get the team motivated, or if all it takes is, us to hit our stride again. It'll be interesting to see what he continues to do with James Johnson and T. Ross. That's one of the things I'm going to be paying attention to.
Yeah, he's still shuffling the lineups around. T. Ross has been struggling, but I really hope he can find his mojo again. He's just gotta start hitting shots and playing defense. Come on, man, you're doing this last year. Just do it again.
Exactly. And the offensive thing is one thing. He's just really got to step up his defense and not get exposed. Then he's not a liability on the court.
Exactly. Like I remember last year talking about him being a lockdown defender, but this year he looks like a matador.
Yeah, that's
Um,
exactly.
Oh, one thing I did notice coming up my feed, it looks like JV's got some kind of calf injury or calf soreness. He's listed as questionable for the game against the Sixers tomorrow. So that's going to be something to watch. It's unfortunate because I feel like he's been doing pretty good this year. Up and down, but definitely improving.
Yeah, no, JV's been solid. Um, I'm also a huge big time JV fan. I always want a little bit more out of him, and I feel like he hasn't disappointed, but he does have a little more to give. So hopefully we can see him grow as the season continues, and you know we just need that extra little bit out of him. But hopefully this isn't anything serious.
Yeah, we just need that consistency and effort. Um, but and Demar has to come back and start hitting some shots, making some plays because he came out hot, played well the first two games, but he's like goose eggs the past two.
Yeah, like it's kind of looked like his last two outings. It looks like he kind of forgot how to play basketball a little bit. But you know,
Yeah,
he'll get back. And I'm not worried about Demar. He's gonna get back in the form. Especially that's what was surprising was like the the first two games he was back in the lineup. He got like over 20 points both of those games. So it seems a little bit strange that he's been a bit off those last couple of games. But you know, Demar's solid. He'll be back in the form in no time.
yeah.
And
I
like I
feel like
don't
the All
think
Star. I feel like the All Star break will help him. Just get some time to practice, train. He loves training, so should
Yeah,
come back good.
100%. Like getting some games in between now and the All-Star break, he's going to get those games, get those minutes back, and get comfortable with the pace of the game. And like you said, once the All-Star break comes, he can use the rest and you know, get healthy again.
Yeah, I can't believe we're already halfway through the season. It's just flying by.
I've been loving it. I've been loving it. It's been a roller coaster ride. There's kind of different chapters. Um, each month is kind of like a chapter.
For the
So
Raptors?
for the Raptors.
Oh, for sure. It's been
So
it's been a good ride. I'm liking it.
for sure. I mean, it'll be interesting to since we're going through some trying times now, it'll be interesting to see if Bruno gets any more minutes over the next little stretch. I did watch the Open Gym episode 5 that was specifically focused on Bruno. What did you think about that?
Uh, it's pretty good, but like he's still got so much to learn. But
He just like, yeah, like it showed me a lot. I didn't realize like I knew that he got dunked on in summer league, but I didn't realize like that was like that like broke him as a man, and he was just like crying on the bench, just losing it. And like I love how they have Bebe on after like interviewing him. They're like, you know, the guys in Brazil, they don't have that much talent. He's always been the best. He's never played against an explosive a black American athlete who can do things like that. I'm like, what did he just say that? But it's true. Like he's probably never played with guys with that level of talent and explosiveness that could just, dunk right over him.
exactly. It's a little bit concerning, but you know what? He's so
It,
young. He's got still so much time to learn. It's not the end of the world.
no, that it reminds me of like, the kid on the playground who just gets bullied or gets pushed over and, just instead of fighting back, just is overwhelmed in emotion and can't really control it and just starts crying. Like I'm not from that mindset. I've never had an experience like that, so I can't understand that and it seems so foreign to me. But I've seen it happen to others. So and I
Exactly.
don't hate on the guy. It was just funny to me when I saw that little segment.
Exactly. Plus the stress of like just being in a whole new country, doesn't speak English. I can see where he's coming from, but
Yeah, no, he's been through a lot, and he seems like an awesome guy. And like, I love Bruno. He's a G. That was just one surprising moment, a little bit funny, I thought. So, if you haven't seen that, guys, check that out, episode 5, or actually check out the whole Open Gym series. It's really good.
actually on the topic of open gym, episode 7 was focusing on Damar, and the part of that I actually really liked was I think it was the end of the 2013 NBA season. They were having an interview with DeMar, and I actually remember watching this interview, and they replayed this footage of like DeMar talking about like what his expectations are for the team, and
Yeah,
it's just like we want to make the playoffs. We want to give these fans an opportunity to be seen in the playoffs, and then obviously all the stuff that happened last year and this year happened. And so, DeMar made good on his promise, brought us to the promised land, brought us to the playoffs, and I'm glad that he stuck around.
for sure. And that was a totally different team. Like, DeMar's been around for a little while now, and like the team's. It's hard to really imagine how much the team has changed over these last 2 seasons. It's like night and day.
Exactly. Like Toronto fans, they're really turning up now. Like playoffs, Jurassic Park blew away like the national TV audience, and then now with Kyle Lowry, we just passed Dwayne Wade. Like that's big. We beat Miami in our own way.
For sure. I mean, the ACC is going up on a Tuesday, man. That's how pumped the fans are.
Yep. All right.
So
So
let's get back to the All Star game. I'm
yeah,
pretty pumped about this. I mean, All Star game, it always gets a lot of criticism, but I think it's a lot of fun. The game is probably my least favorite part, but I love just, the whole circus around it. The skills competition is definitely a lot of fun, and the rookie sophomore game is also the rising star portion is also always interesting. I like seeing the young guys.
yeah. There's a lot of spectacle. Uh, but you know what? It's Thursday. They just announced the All Stars, so why don't we just start with the starting lineups for the East and West teams?
For sure. Let me toss you a little throw in. Deuce Deuce is going to unveil the lineup starting in the front court for the Eastern All Stars are
LeBron James, shocking. Carmelo Anthony, who doesn't really deserve it. Pau Gasol, who doesn't really have a cool like ramp up, but there it is.
Big Spain, I guess.
Yeah, both Gasol brothers making it. Spoilers.
Are you gonna finish? Oh, and in the back court is.
John Wall and Kyle Lowry from the North.
So what do you think about the lineup? I mean, obviously, LeBron gonna make
LeBron's
it,
gonna make
shooing.
it. I hear.
Melo playing
Mellow.
playing poorly this season, and as I know, because I have him on my fantasy team, he's not playing terribly. He's playing all right, but obviously on a team that is just abysmal.
He's on a garbage team. He's been banged up. I also have him in my other fantasy league, and quite frankly, it sucked. I'm in like third last place, and it's not helping me. So that's what I think of Mello. Go fuck yourself.
And Gasol has been having a year, so he definitely deserves to, especially with kind of like the limited bigs in the East. Gasol definitely very deserving.
I was actually trying to trade for Pau Gasol. I was trying to trade Melo for Gasol earlier in the season before when Melo was just starting to have some injuries. Unfortunately, the guy was smarter than that, so that sucks.
And your team's in the cellar.
Yeah.
So on the West, do you want to go through the lineup?
Uh, do I have anything to say about John Wall? Not really. He's playing well. Wizards are doing good. Kyle Lowry, obviously, we talked about him.
So I'm definitely not a huge fan of John Wall because I feel like the Wizards are kind of like Bizarro Raptors, are like
Bizarre
our
Raptor.
like our rival. You know what I
They
mean?
are.
It's
They
like
are.
they're on the up and up. We're on the up and up. It's like, and they have the audacity to say that they have the best backcourt. And it's like, no, you're garbage. Like our backcourt is hands down better. Their front court, all right, could probably bully our front court, but like backcourt, come on, we'll
Yeah.
smoke them.
Oh, they're good. They're good. I'm looking forward to seeing them.
No, they're a solid team. They're a solid team, and that's what makes me hate them more. It's like they are legit.
Yeah, they're pretty good. That's going to be a good rivalry, I think, if both teams continue on this trajectory. Like in the East, that'll be a good rivalry.
For sure, especially since Brooklyn and New York are just sputtering out.
Yeah. All right, Western Conference.
So we've got little Gasol, so Mark Gasol
Yeah,
starting. He's having a great year, obviously taking on a lot more of the load in Memphis.
he
We got
definitely dummied us when we played him.
exactly Blake Griffin,
Yeah,
always a All-Star game staple. I mean, this season his numbers are down, but he's played well. He's
yeah,
played
and he's fun to watch. I could totally see why the fans want to see him.
for sure. I mean, I'm not a huge Griffin fan, but I respect him. And then we got Anthony, the Unibrow Davis, who is just beasting it this season. I mean, I'd watched them quite a bit last season, here and there, but this season I've been trying to catch a lot more of him, and he is sick, man.
Yeah, actually, let's stop and talk about Davis for a second, because I'm lucky to have him on one of my fantasy teams, and he's definitely helping me out. But I was actually watching on the All Star reveal, they talked about Anthony Davis. And in high school, he was actually only 6'2" and 170 pounds. And then he just started growing like crazy until he was 6'10". Uh, so that's pretty interesting to me. It's always cool when a player like goes through a huge growth spurt and all his guard skills transfer over to his new like power forward position.
Yeah, man. Apparently, he was just eating tons of food. His body is just his bones are just stretching out, which is pretty insane. In the backcourt, we got Steph Curry with the shot, the leading vote getter, overtaking LeBron, taking the title of the world's favorite player, which I'm pretty pumped. I mean, Curry's my boy. He's got so much skills, and like I just hate on LeBron so much. So it's good to see Curry be anointed the new king of the NBA, according to fans.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Oh, I love Steph Curry, man. He's sort of an adopted son of Toronto because Del Curry used to play for us, so props to that. Um, he struggled earlier in his career with bad ankle injuries, but everything's coming up Curry now. Drake's giving him shout outs on his super popular song, 0 to 100, and Steph Curry actually just released his signature shoe from Under Armour, so everything's going his way. Congratulations to him. He really deserves it.
I'm definitely never buying an Under Armour shoe though.
I'd buy an Under
Like
Armour shoe.
you're one of those people, who likes Under Armour shoes.
I hear the new ones. I hear their new basketball shoes are pretty good.
I think that says a lot about someone though, if they're willing to wear, you know, an Under Armour shoe or not. Because like I'm kind of like a classic stubborn person. I'm not gonna jump on board with Under Armour, like unless it's like a compression shirt, but not on shoes.
I don't know. Steph Curry jumped on board with Under Armour, and it's good enough for him. But yes,
For
currently
sure.
I only play in Nikes and Jordans, but I wouldn't mind a pair of Under Armour shoes.
Right on. Anyway, getting back to the subject, the final guard of the West is your boy, Kobe Bean Bryant.
Kobe
What do you
Bean
think about
Bryant.
that?
I don't actually mind Kobe being in the All Star team. I know a lot of people are contentious about it, and that's understandable. Does he deserve it this season? No, I don't know. Probably not. The Lakers suck and whatever. But it's sort of like a last nod to a lifetime achievement. Like this could be Kobe's last season. Don't you want to see him one last time in the All Star game?
For
Uh,
sure.
so I don't really mind him being included there.
Yeah, like Kobe, I think the best player should be in the All Star game, but if it comes to someone who, you know, is a multiple time All Star, a fan favorite, someone who's made a huge impact in the league, kind of like a Kobe, kind of like a Garnett, they get one freebie where their stats might, not justify them being in the All Star game, but they're just so sick and everyone loves them that, I'm fine with them being in. It's not like it's Jeremy Lin got voted into the All Star game or anything.
Exactly.
So, but Kobe it just came out that he has injured his rotator cuff. So he's probably not going to be playing in the All Star game, and they're going to be looking at possible replacements.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the timetable is for return on that. Like, the Lakers are probably thinking about shutting him down, but I don't know if you're Kobe. Let's say your rotator cuff is good, but um, the Lakers want to shut you down. Do you still play in the All-Star game?
I think so. I would. I mean, I'd be like, I'm going to play in the All Star game, then you can shut me down. And even
Exactly.
then, like, yeah, I mean,
Like
he
one,
deserves it. He's got to pump himself up a little bit.
yeah, definitely. One last hurrah for the Black Mamba.
For sure. I mean, they're throwing around some names of like people who are omissions or possible um, replacements for Kobe. I definitely think there's only one replacement, and it should be James Harden because he's been having a hell of a year this year, just putting up numbers. His lines are so sick. I mean, they're he's putting up numbers in every category, and most importantly, he's playing much better on the defensive end. So he's definitely most improved in my book and just killing it. Like Harden is, he's sick. He's definitely elevated himself to elite star status.
Exactly. Fear the beard. Scored 45 points earlier in the week on only 18 shots, which is insane. Don't tell that to Rudy Gay. Um, but yeah, he's been playing out of his mind, carrying that team to victories. Yeah, and I bet Oklahoma's really regretting trading him.
For sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't take issue with guys who are a bit of chuckers. I mean, Iverson, AI was my boy and like my favorite player growing up. I was just decked out head to toe in the gear of pure Reebok gear. It was the answer to my style and wardrobe issues. But yeah, I mean Kobe's a G, but you know this injury might be timely, and yeah, definitely want to see the beard in the game. I mean he's gonna make the team regardless, but like to see him as a starter. He definitely deserves it.
Exactly. There's just too much competition in the West to be giving Kobe a sort of uh, a free pass.
No, for sure.
So one thing that's changing for the All Star is the Rising Stars Challenge. This year it's going to be Team USA versus the world, which I think I'm actually more interested in this new format. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean I like that. The NBA, this is like a fluid process. I mean, they change things, they try and suit it just to put on the best and most entertaining product. Like, I always like the rookie sophomore game because I like to see the young guys. It's like they get into it. It's normally, a lot more of a competitive game than the actual, like, all star game is. But I'm definitely happy to see them to adjust because like so many of the like star like first off the last couple of years have been a bit light on kind of star power, but also all the injuries. I mean, so I guess there has been some star power, but it's just been insane with the amount of guys that have been injured. And then also, this world format gives our Canadian guys a much better chance to make it. So I'm all for that because obviously I want to watch these guys, see them play, and I want most importantly, I want them to get, the US national exposure and get them pumped up because, Canada basketball is legit. It's a thing. Get used to it.
Yeah, I actually like we got some good Canadians in the league, and I want to see them take on the States. So these are unconfirmed lineups, but just sort of looking at the rookies and the sophomores from
I
around
just
the
gotta
world.
say, first off, Stauskas better be on the team.
Okay, yeah, I don't think he's been doing that much this year, but sure. But for the world team, who we're let's face it, as Canadians, we're more excited for. This is a potential lineup: Andrew Wiggins,
Yeah,
uh, Giannis Antetokounmpo, pretty good. Kelly
good
Olynyk.
pronunciation there as well.
I'm a big Giannis fan.
Greek freak.
Kelly Olynyk, uh, Dennis Schroeder from the Hawks, and Dante Exum from Australia. Any thoughts on that lineup?
I mean, Schroeder, he's a backup, but definitely sick. He's the future there in Atlanta, so I'm glad. I hope he's gonna make it. Exum, I mean, he hasn't impressed me that much thus far, but I mean, he's young. He could do some good things, so I want to see him. I mean, I've been watching the Jazz a little bit, and before the draft this year, I watched a ton of like Dante Exum like YouTube clips and stuff, and I was pretty hyped for him. He just really hasn't done that much, but now that I'm thinking about it, no, I want to see him on the team because I like him. But if he's gonna make the team, I definitely think that Stauskas should make the team. Like
All right, fair,
we're
fair.
because like I don't know who did you name there that's a guard. Schroeder's a guard. I
Exum.
forget.
Yeah,
I
there's not
forget
there's
the
not too many guards. You're right. You're right.
right. So I want to see Stauskas. Stauskas is my boy.
Yeah,
Steve Adams, I'd like to see as well because
I think isn't he already his third year though?
no, I think he's second year. I'm not totally sure on that. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong, but I'm
All
pretty
right, all
sure he's
right.
a second year.
No,
And
Steven Adams
then
is pretty good.
and then I'd like to see Miritich as well because
Yeah.
I've been following him a little bit. He's got some skills. And then yeah, I mean, I'm pretty I'm pretty happy with the team. Maybe Bennett too, if he could somehow. He hasn't been playing that well this season, but he was a number one pick. I'd like to see him. I'm a bit of a homer there, but like I'd like to see him get on the team, and I think they've got room on the team for him, so may as well put him on.
Exactly. Not a bad looking team fielded by the World Squad. For the U.S., some possible names: Victor Oladipo, Michael Carter Williams, Ben McElmore, um, Nerlens Noel. Uh, which Plumlee is this? Who's the younger
Mason,
one? Mason.
yeah.
Yeah, Mason Plumlee. Just a couple extra names: Trey Burke, Zach Levine, Alfred Payton. What do you think about that USA team?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a pretty good team. Um, Michael Carter Williams, sick. I mean, obviously he's on the Sixers and he just like jacks up tons of tons of shots, but he's the kind of guy that's like fun for an All-Star game, and I mean, he's shown flashes. Like obviously he's on a bad team, but he's done the most with the situation. Um, Oladipo is pretty good, so I'm excited to see him. Burke, you mentioned, he's another Jazz guy, and you know, I'd like to see him, so I'd be happy with that. Yeah, Plumlee. I don't know. I'm not obviously too amped for that, but I do want to see. Oh, who am I thinking? Oh, Nerlens Noel.
Yeah,
I hope he makes it because, again, he's a rookie. We haven't seen too much. Obviously, he's had these injury issues, but definitely want to see him. I want to see Marcus Smart too. Like he's sick. Like they should put him on the team. He's another guy that I really enjoy watching. He's got a lot of talent. Um, and then maybe Alfred Payton as well, another Magic guy who Um, he's shown flashes. He's played well against us. He's a bit hit or miss, but he's another guy that I'd enjoy watching
Yeah, exactly. Not expecting too much consistency from these guys because they're young, but I think these lineups are pretty good, and I'd actually be excited to see that game. I'd want to see if the world could take down the USA because I think
for
they
sure.
stand a pretty good chance.
If I'm seeing Stauskas, Wiggins, and Olynyk all on the court together, I'm just losing it, getting pumped up.
Putting on my Team Canada jersey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, if there's a Team Canada Wiggins jersey, I'm getting that. Done. Not even don't even ask me twice. Yeah. And the big event for All-Star Weekend, Slam Dunk competition. Some rumors about who's going to be participating. Uh, Giannis again, Oladipo, um, Mason Plumlee, Zach Levine. What did you think of?
Oladipo can throw down.
Yeah, he can throw down. But what did you think about the
Giannis
slam
can throw
dunk
down, but I wonder
contest?
if he can do like crazy stuff.
Exactly. He can throw down because of his athleticism, but does he have that creativity? We'll see. Uh,
Obviously, LeBron is absent.
yeah, these are just the rumored lineups, but there is a campaign actually to get LeBron.
I saw
Uh,
like some kid challenged him or something.
exactly. So this kid challenged LeBron to join the slam dunk competition, and the caveat is you can donate to the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is LeBron's favorite charity. Uh, you can all pitch in and donate, um, but the money will only go to the Boys and Girls Club if LeBron competes in the slam dunk competition. So that's one way that people are trying to get LeBron to compete. Um,
Good, he should compete and step up. Like, as a star and like, you know what I mean, the most important player to the league. I think it's his duty to step up and participate in at least one slam dunk competition.
exactly.
He's just scared. He's scared. Like LeBron is soft, man. He's scared of losing in the slam dunk competition and it just like tarnishing his image. You know what I mean? But it's like, man up. You've got like everyone's obviously probably gonna give him tens for whatever dunk he does. Like he's got, you know what I mean? Like the judges are gonna be biased towards him because he's LeBron. But I guess he's just scared that one of these young guys are gonna pull out something crazy and embarrass him. Like
Yeah, well, my thing is like, it's a slam dunk competition. It's really just for fun.
it
Like,
is for fun. It's
it's
for the
not like
fans.
it's not like before when all the superstars were competing in the slam dunk competition, right? Now it's a whole bunch of basically kids. So it'd be nice if LeBron could, go to it, give it some legitimacy, and really it's just to have fun, show us something cool. Like,
I agree. It's all for fun. It's for the fans. It's just a good time. So
yeah,
man up, LeBron. He's not manning up. There's no way he's participating.
I don't think so either, and that's a little bit
He
disappointing.
doesn't care about the children enough.
Yeah. Um, So just moving on to wrap up some other basketball loose ends. Nike has started teasing the Kobe X, uh, the 10th shoe in Kobe's lineup with Nike, which is really unfortunate because, like we said, Kobe just got injured. It's going to be revealed on January 31st, and would have been the perfect shoe for Kobe to wear to the All-Star game, but I don't think he's going to that anymore. Um, so
Yeah,
I hear a lot of good things about Kobe shoes. Haven't actually got to hoop in a pair of them myself, but I'd love to. And I'm looking forward just to see what the new Kobe X looks like.
for sure. I mean, I saw the teaser video. I'm pretty pumped up. I'm sure they're gonna look sick. And all I gotta say is, say you're playing basketball. I bet you score more points when you're wearing the Kobe 10s over the Under Armour shoes. Enough said.
Maybe.
And finally, my last NBA little tidbit of news that I came across on ESPN.com is that Wale is trying to enlist Kanye to help him with the new Wizards uniform design. Jesus, Yeezy. Do you think
Oh
this is
man.
gonna happen? This would be big news if he actually did do that, and I think there would be some potential. Like if he comes up with a sick design, like there could be some substance to this, and this could be insane if it actually pans out.
I think it could be interesting, but man, Kanye's a little bit crazy. Like, what if he wants to rebrand the logo so that the Wizards mascot is actually like his face? That seems like something he would do.
For sure. Like that's his rebrand. Is just like his face on the front of the jersey.
Yeah, no more logo, just Kanye.
Actually,
The
not even that. There's just like a cross and his silhouette hanging on it. Like that's the level he would take it to.
Jesus. Yeah, man. You're not the Washington Wizards anymore. You're the Washington Kanyes.
So, I mean, I thought that this is an interesting headline and just further fueling the fire about why I hate the Washington Wizards. Because born and bred, repping the six, Drake all day, baby.
Yeah. I think that about wraps it up. I do want to point out that today is the ninth anniversary of Kobe Bryant dropping 81 points on the Raptors.
Never forget, never forget.
Yep.
You can
Uh,
thank Sam Mitchell for that one.
yeah. Shouldn't we double him, coach?
So, yeah, I guess that about wraps it up. But thank you guys, all your support. Repping the Dino Bros. Check us out on IG at Dino Bros, on Twitter at Dino Bros underscore TO, and on YouTube, youtube.com/Dino Bros. Look out, we've got an upcoming ticket giveaway. Get pumped up, and thank you guys again for the support. Boogie out.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone for supporting us. We notice our fan base is growing, and so we appreciate all of you. Deuce out.